And good morning. Welcome to the morning steam from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott pairing you for another sports betting day on Tuesday, November 28th. We'll take a look at the betting card today. NBA in season tournament tonight. Big games. This is it. I mean, this is game number, 4 for these teams. Are you in? Are you out? And how are you going to play it? You got to get some points. You got to run up the score. Maybe if you're some of these teams, I don't know. Maybe we'll have the gang chime in with the records. I think I've got it square, but we'll talk about it tonight. And hockey, a big card as well. And we've got a little bit of college basketball we'll talk about. The matchups starting to, get a little bit more interesting here, and we'll take your requests like like a 1970s AM radio station. Maybe we'll take your requests for college basketball. I mean, there's plenty of games in there to talk about with top teams, but how about last night with Monday Night Football? How'd it go for you guys? Uh, with the thriller, I mean, it just continues again, right? I mean, how many times are we going to have to talk about the Monday Night under situation? Um, it's probably too easy to pick it as the premium. I just need winners, so just go to the well once again. But it just seemed to me, I didn't tip it in the show because, I just went with the side, and yeah, the Bears did a nice job. So the Vikings were not really. Maybe there is some shortcomings in Dobbs's game, obviously with with the picks, but he just wasn't doing what we had seen him do, right? I mean, he wasn't running for some reason. Now, maybe, it doesn't seem like his game, right? If he was a prolific passer, he'd probably be a better prospect. So they just didn't have enough at quarterback. And again, for all that we talk about with Justin Fields, smoke if you're out there. I saw your comments yesterday. I'm not here to be a Justin Fields apologist, but the one thing about Bears quarterbacks in the past, they haven't been blessed with any wide receivers for 2 decades, really. They've had a good one here and there, and they've got a great one, in Moore. So they were able to take advantage of that a little bit. Again, Fields is often running for his life. Maybe by choice, maybe by design, or maybe out of desperation. When you're 7-26, there's no, you can't make up excuses for Fields necessarily time and time again, but you just feel like if he was on a different team, he might have a little bit better success. Tell me if my Chicago crew feels that way. Anyways, the Bears get the win, and the Vikings, they're not all that. Obviously, they're not up there with the uh, teams. The one thing they do have that, what I didn't accentuate on the show, but I certainly put it in my write up about taking the under once again. You could easily just say, well, take the under. Every game goes under on Sunday and Monday nights. But it's the Vikings defense. They've obviously done some great things. For all of Flores's flaws, I mean, he's not a head coach for, whatever reason, right? I mean, my even in his past, maybe uh, whatever's you know he lacks in. I don't even know how to put it right. He's just been uh, cantankerous, maybe you might call it, in his dealings with players and other coaches, but the guy gets the job done. So I'm sure he's a nice man and everything. I mean, but everyone's quirks come out in the long run, I guess. Even me, right? I mean, I'm late every day. Don't worry. I mean, if you were waiting on me to get here 8 minutes after the hour every day, imagine if you had to deal with me in your real life. I mean, I'm late to everything. So it's just people's different uh, idiosyncrasies, right? So Brian Flores obviously can coach defense, and the Vikings, that's good for them, but they've got other issues. It'd be nice to have Jefferson, obviously, as well. So, how'd you guys enjoy the game last night? Did I see it correctly? I'm not talking about the picks. I'm just talking about uh, right there. Santos, a 30-yard field goal gets the win. Took it right from the Vikings. The Vikings did what they could to take the lead late in an ugly game between two teams. Obviously, the Bears not very good. The Vikings, they're passable. here, but they're going to have inconsistency. Hey, if you had the right starting quarterback, right, you're dealing with basically a guy who was you know, talk about Justin Fields' 7-26 record. I think what's Dobbs now 2-10 in his career as a quarterback. So Dobbs is a good story. I'm sure he passes all of his exams, but 163 yards, 4 interceptions, and 12-10. Another under. 12 unders in 13 Monday night games so far this season. Do I have it right? Whatever it is, it's another under. And uh, we'll talk about it. Funny, some of the other comments I took a little bit of heat for. Uh, there was some people talking about the demise of the NFL. Uh, people not too. Thanksgiving Day was only the third highest rated regular season, and that was Dallas, Washington. The third highest TV rating for a regular season game in NFL history. So here were just families tuning in. Remember, the uh, ratings game is a lot different now, too. But reports are that that particular game, maybe the family tune-in game, Dallas and Washington, the third most watched game in NFL history, caught me by surprise. Did a lot of fact checking, double checking on that one, but that's the media reports. I mean, you could say they could be blowing it up. Again, things are different as far as how the ratings go, but again, the popularity of the league, whatever, continues the story. You might want to fix these rules, right? We might need more rules to help the offenses the way things are going. I mean, nobody is having any offensive success right now, and it's padding our pocketbooks a little bit. Don't tell anybody. Say hello to some friends and talk about the card yesterday a little bit, but thanks for coming in, you guys. I'll talk about today's games. I want to say hi to Ferner and the Lake Show. Yeah. Oh, hey, I lost that game. Look, that it's a trouble spot for me to accept the Lakers' effort there. And you guys called it right. I saw some of your comments, and I saw some of the other analysts, and I agree with them for the most part that should the Sixers take control of the game, that they would end up blowing them out in the end. I didn't see it going that way. I thought this would be a motivational spot for the Lakers. That's why the Stars were in the game here. So that to me, I mean, I felt like I was ahead of the move. Not talking about the outcome. I'm pretty upset as a Lakers fan. But LeBron was going to be in. I think we knew that despite they were on the list. But still, Sixers and tough spot for the Lakers. I agree with all that. I just thought I had the right motivation situation. That's all I. That's what I play, you guys. I mean, I think you guys can figure that out now. I'm not going to just roll with this chalk every time, and I'll have egg on my face sometimes. But I promise you, you guys are coming here for a reason, right? We got 24 of you right now. Like and smash. Here's Ferner here. And oh, thanks, Chad. I won something. What? Appreciate you always and your contributions. A fun little segment. I mean, that's what we need. I mean, people come here for the Chad challenge. Jokes on my partner in the segment, Chad. He's bringing the viewers here to see who he picks. Thank you, brother. And yeah, well, how about it with some of the games last night? We had the Jazz. I'll take credit for that one, certainly here on the air. Pelicans, a lot of talk about, their lineup and everything, but flat spot, had to be a flat spot going in there. And as far as the Clippers are concerned, I'll speak from it, and definitely as a Clippers fan, right? Look, I'm not saying we didn't tip off Joker or anything like that, but we were going to get the best of the line, and the line was reflective of the advantage the Clippers should have had in that one. And again, I should have went with team chemistry concept as always, and been on the Nuggets there. Oh, that stupid Ramon laugh, but I just have to laugh sometimes when I know the Clippers' tendencies, and I kind of rolled with the Sharps there on that one. So I've got plenty of excuses, but they're all part of a storyline. Promise you that. Yeah, that Monday night, boy, was it painful watching. And I like to watch the companion shows a little bit and listen to the talking about ugly football. But well, it is what it is. I've sat through some ugly ones here in every level. All right, you guys. What is Chad saying here? Public all over most underdogs on tournament day. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know. Are we talking about what are we talking? Talking about tonight in season tournament, right? Is that what you're saying? Dre, how you been? Good to see you. And no panic with our Ravens. I would say. All right, Ziggy went rolled with the Bears, and a bad spot for the Vikings. Is that what it was? You think? You think it was a spot there? I was trying to think it was. See, maybe I was not. Yeah, and I like with the Bears. I'm pretty pleased to a certain extent. Coach gets blasted every time. Nothing, but hey, they were the ones that didn't they go opposite. The little ESPN analytics thing came up and said kick, and the Bears went for it and got it. So fade the ESPN analytics graphic. I almost want to fade. Nothing against those hosts on the ESPN gambling, the new I mean, Doug Kazarian was, pretty good, right? He's going on and doing his own thing now. The show they have now, I mean, hey, it's a little more glitzy. I mean, I get it. Hey, Ron, great job. You're doing a great job, man. Everyone's really happy and, would like to hear from you. I want to have you, they told me to, let's do some segments, man. Or you got some videos going. Let me know if I can help you with anything on that. I know videos are one, it's part of the toughest part of the gig, right? To a certain extent, or I don't know. Uh, that's why I just do a show. Just come on here and talk about it with you guys. That's fun for me because you guys are my friends here. Not even friends or family check in like in the chat. Even though I run the show on my own private Facebook page. Hi, friends and family that never stop by to see me if I'm alive. All right, let's get to Tony'sPicks.com. I ran through your comments there to see how you guys are doing, and let's go see who did well on the website on Monday with the Monday Night Football, the NBA card. I did have a premium winner with the Portland Trailblazers on the road against those Pacers, but the total, boy, that thing never got going. There, we did have free winners here on the show with the Wizards. We took the Wizards. I think you guys were on the Pistons there a little bit, but also, like I said, we did have the Jazz. NHL winners included the Sabres on the puck line, the Blue Jackets on the puck line. We also had last night under in Vegas and Calgary, and we had the San Jose Sharks. What? All right, go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see what went on. Here we go. Appreciate you guys. We got over 3 dozen in here now, so we're almost ready to roll with the picks. And take a look at Ben Ruhala. He's been rolling with the props and doing well here. 9-3 on the day. Wow, great job, Ben. That's what I like to see. There's Ralph Raymond, 75%. Daniel Walasachuk, one play, one win. There's Ron Crawford. Take a bow, Ron. Yeah, I know you want better than 3-2, but we also know that would, uh, send you into a comfortable retirement if you can do that every day. So good job, 3-2. Tiffany, that's 2-1 on the day. So great job, crew. Not a lot of winners out there. Let's do better today. Let's take a look for the last 7 days. Who's on top? Hey, me, Ron, look at this. Let's do a segment right now. Hey, why not pick up the 2-for-1 capper promotion? Boy, this is working out well, Ron. Stay tuned. Hang in there in the chat. Uh, hey, why not get the 2-for-1 capper promotion with me and Ronnie Crawford right now? If you did, over the last 7 days, you'd be 44 and 26. You'd be up 14 and a half units. Ron is no joke. He's been doing this for several years as I've known and followed his action here on Twitter and gotten to know him through some other uh, some other shows as well. He's always been popular in the chat with fans and giving out his famous uh, uh, play of the day. And he's now with Tony's Picks. So check it out. You can get the 2-for-1 capper promotion right here with me and Ron. You can pick us up at it's basically one half price, and it supports the website, supports Ron. It would support me as well if you did, and you'd get the picks from Ron and I, our premium picks. And there you see it for 149 for say 3 days there, and take 20% off the price when you use the promo code Tony T at checkout. So thanks, Ron, for doing well, and you and I are the best handicappers on the site over the last 7 days. Good job. Tiffany Mance is up there, Ben Ruhala, and Collins Brown. And everyone can, tell Ron good job as well. He's been a contributor in the chat. Daniel Wolasachuk over the last 30 days is up nearly 16 units. There's Ron, up nearly 7 units. Hollywood Sam is up there nearly 4 units. Joseph Schultz and Ben as well. Watch out. I'm catching fire finally here. Um, maybe my high volume it can play tricks on me a little bit sometimes. And let's say hello to a few more friends. Get back over to the website. Don't forget though, over at the website, premium picks today from our crew, including myself and Ron. If you pick up my 3-day pass, you do it after 3 p.m. Eastern, you really can get 4 days worth of plays out of it. So consider that right there, the 3-day all sports premium pass there, and Ron's 3-day all sports pass. So there we are again, featured here on the site. Today, 3-packs include Tony T's got his Tuesday 3-pack. 3 games in the NBA. Daniel Wolasachuk has 3 in college basketball. Best bets loaded up from the crew include those from Nick Lagaretos. Makes me want to check the soccer action for today. And is our soccer crew in here today? We know we've definitely got some action today with Champions League coming up, including Lazio and Celtic, Shakhtar and Antwerp. Also action from England leagues, but also more Champions League today, including PSG up against Newcastle, City up against Leipzig. Is City going to be facing any consequences now? We've already seen penalties handed out in the EPL. Could City be facing consequences for payments to players under the table, special deals, try to get some of this awesome talent? It's a little deeper than that, but that's what's going on. These leagues got too much money. They can't even make enough salary caps. Maybe we need more teams, more media. Give everyone a chance to win. You can win the FA Cup. All right. Feyenoord and Madrid, Barcelona and Porto, Milan and Dortmund. Maybe our soccer gang can get us rolling there with that. All right. Let's go back over to the website. And there'll be some fun action here in just a few hours to keep you going in the daytime without, tournament basketball. Say hi to a few more people. We're not growing, so the audience isn't getting higher, so we'll start the picks with 3 dozen of you or so. But just want to resume the comments here. Solo will keep it rolling with the prime time unders. And what is going on? And so, are we getting down to the end? How many are left in those big ones? I thought I saw it the other day. Howard's here today. Rodney with the Bears. Doubles, hello. I asked for the update. What are they thinking in Chicago today? A little bit of optimism, certainly. There's Ron. All right. Yeah, but you know what? You can't talk down to the audience either. I mean, look, uh, people can, you know, make fun of Fezzik. I'll shout him out here. He's not watching this, but uh, when he gets on the air to talk down to the audience a little bit, to a certain respect. Here's one thing Fezzik said. He said, you know, when you get on the air and you start talking about a game and you say, I like them, I'll just use Dre's here. He's talking about the Ravens, but I'll just say, I like the Ravens at 5. And he says, don't say that. You have to say the Ravens -5. This is an interview I saw with him just 2 weeks ago. Pretty sure this is what he was saying. That we need to be handicappers and analysts now that all this is growing have to be more clear. No, you don't have to say it. Any regular old gambler is going to know the Ravens are favored by 5. There's no mistake here. Who are they? Who are they playing? We'll just make up. They're playing the Titans or something. Don't talk down. I don't know. I don't have to. I always, hey, believe me, I follow Fezzik's picks are usually end up. He's a pretty popular handicapper, And one thing I look at, I follow other handicappers. That's kind of a no-no in this business, I think. But I follow the service play forums where the most successful. I'm not in there. No one ever buys my picks and then puts them all in the free forums. Ramon Scott. You guys, hey, you guys know what's going on. All of us know what's going on here on Team Steam. We're growing this. We know what we're doing. We got some great cappers in the chat. But Fezzik's picks will be all in those service play forums, all of his best picks. So I know what Fezzik's on. So they are, you're right, Ziggy, no doubt. I'm starting to like your takes more and more, but I'm all about the analytics to a certain extent. I mean, I have a completely open mind to it. I mean, I believe in the chart certainly, and that's a little bit basic. I know it's some more than that, but you can find a statistic, right, for anything you want. Thomas, thank you. Feeling okay today? All right, let's see. Just I'm gonna whip through these, see if you've anything. Not that you guys' comments aren't. Josh, we'll see about coaching change in Minnesota, but you're still favored by $1.65 today. Yeah, maybe the opponent's a little weak, but maybe your expectations are too high. Right? All right. Jimmy's here to say hello. Ferner's got picks for this week. Thank you, Doubles. Appreciate you very much. Oh, okay. No, okay. I didn't hear yesterday but no, believe me. I mean, I'm one. It's easy to be. Fezzik's got too many critics, right? He kind of embraces it a little bit. He's got a lot of critics, maybe because of the success. Maybe because of success. I listen to every word, all of it. I love to hear what he says every time, and I'm a little bit contrary. I think people are more to be down on Fezzik a little bit. Kind of maybe like what I was saying, maybe too much, too smart for our own, but it's all, it's all good, Steve. I appreciate you. And I'd take the other side on those that, want to say, but that's the nature of a public handicapper. I'm not that yet. I don't care. I just like talking games with you. Let's get started. You guys get rolling with the show. We gave everybody a chance. We got 4 dozen in here. Let's talk NBA basketball. Let's talk hockey. And let's make picks. Because that's what we do here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Is give you live free sports picks, including today, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, with midday plays. Mindy Hahn and Tiffany Mance join you for their perspective on sports betting today with picks. Tony's Predictive Modeling Show, followed by the drive-through, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific here on the channel. The Pick Dogs crew joined Tony. And same with Big Al, right? I mean, there are plenty of Big Al critics. You ain't gonna, not me. No, sirree. Look at the record. All right, here we go. All right, let's get started here with the Hornets. Tonight. Ooh, big favorite here. 11, but I better put the minus on there. Steve might be watching. And of course, Nick's favorite here by double digits in this one. In fact, it's up to 12 now. I'm seeing it a lot of spots. This total did take some widely reported steam already. Kind of surprising when you think of the widely reported steam was on the under. Maybe not surprising, knowing that the Sharps like to do their own thing and play the numbers, and maybe that's what they're counting on here is you got us, the square, or whatever we are, to bet it up because these two teams go over so frequently. Well, at least the Hornets do. Seems like the Hornets go over every game, right? Right now, they've gone over in all six road games so far. The Hornets have gone over, and I don't know. It seems like it'd be a high scoring game. Now, I know if you guys are putting the records in, we want to check to see, how we are impacted here with these two teams in the. I guess the thing we have to pay attention to today is the standings, and this game really, I think, only really affects the Knicks. I guess Hornets have an outside chance, but they'd have to win this game by a bunch of points, and so I don't want to go too in. There are little scenarios that all the games affect because you're basically playing a 4-game season. So the Hornets are still alive, but they would have to win by like 60 points, and everybody else would have to lose by 60. Well, maybe not that high. I'm exaggerating, but the Knicks are certainly in contention, mostly for the wild card, I would think, because they're there's a head-to-head followed by margin of victory. So I don't know if you guys want to include it too much into the handicapping. It just might have, and there is motivation because of these games. So here's the Knicks for Dre. Ferner says, "Lay it." Wow. There we go. Did I do that? Maybe I brushed by the leave studio. Sorry about that, you guys. Ferner, Knicks minus 21. I don't know if he's half kidding in there. You guys just want to lay these points, right? Okay, no, you guys are just being sarcastic. Okay, sarcasm doesn't come through the chat, apparently. I've gotten in trouble plenty of times over that. Hey, I want to say hello and welcome to Nathaniel Naugauker. Hope I got it right, Nathaniel Naugauker. I'm going to say Nathaniel Naugauker, but Nat, nice to see you, and I'm with you. I'm with you. I think me. So you guys are all being sarcastic, right? And we're taking the Hornets here. The Knicks can't blow anybody out, right? All right. And Josh says, don't even play the card today or something. I don't know what he's saying. Or it's an in-season tournament. And again, thank you, Nathaniel. It's good to have you here. Welcome. That's what we like to see, your picks and your hello to Darren. Yeah, then we'll just take the over here. We'll just take the Hornets here plus all these points. I don't trust the Knicks either to get it done. And could the Knicks be public though, Nathaniel, with all those? Yeah, maybe they still could be. Again, their position is they need to win by as many points as possible. It's simple. They're in the wild card position here. You figure they're in the group with the Bucks, and if you don't know how, you're like, why are these teams in these groups? Why are they? It was all done by pools. They put the balls of the balls of the best teams in one pool, then the next best teams and the next best teams. So they took one out of each pool. So you're supposed to have like, one good team, like through through your 4 games. But what the Knicks need here is they're in position in the wild card. They are the team earning the wild card right now. But the Heat are in a game against the Bucks, and it's an important game because the Heat are right behind the Knicks for that wild card spot, and they're playing the Bucks. We'll get to that game in just a few moments, but it does affect because the Knicks' goal is just to go out there and win by as many points as possible, just in case the Heat um, beat the. But there's a little because that would give the Bucks a loss, and in the tournament, though, the Knicks lost to the Bucks. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, and the second tiebreaker is point differential. So hopefully, without going too deep into it, wasting a bunch of time, if you're the Knicks, just go out. If you win, that's probably going to be good, but you just have to be worried. There are other 2-1 teams too that could come up, but the Knicks are ahead of them in the point differential in the standing. So I believe the motivation, and tell me if I'm wrong, is Knicks. We just need to win and try to win by as many points as we can, just in case. We're in good position. Any reasonable win will do it. We're already favored big. Just go out there and we take care of business. Covering the spread would be almost preferable for the Knicks. Feels like winning you're in, just get it done. So that is the motivation for them in that game. Hornets would need a massive victory. They're just playing a little bit of spoiler, and hey, I like them here certainly. And the steam came in under, but like I said, Hornets 6-0 to the over, playing no defense. Knicks, yeah, maybe they go a little bit under, but they have gone a little bit over more of late. And probably too long on this game, but Charlotte 4-1 against the spread last 5 trips into the Knicks. Even though the Knicks have won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Give me the Hornets. Yeah, can they even win big? I think the thinking here is though that Charlotte, is not great. And again, maybe Chad. I don't know if the odds makers putting in the motivation here, right necessarily. And if any, I'm not down on. Hey, Charlotte's bad. They're 5-10. They're 5-10, and they're not really even covering spreads either this season. And one thing we have said is the Knicks, for their good record, they've also been covering spreads as a favorite, which is rare. It feels like for the Knicks, but they are right now big number. We'll take the Hornets. Thank you. All right, the Hawks and the Cavs tonight in the in-season tournament here. And right now, the Cavs are the team in position possibly to try to make the next round, but they need to win the game by as many points as possible. They're 2-1. They're behind the Knicks. They're behind the Heat. They're behind the Nets, and they really would need a pretty big victory here to try to advance. The first place team in their group is the Pacers. They've already clinched the group. So the only chance for the Cavs is to get a huge blowout win and get help somehow. The Knicks would have to lose. Probably would be the first thing would have to happen. And here, this one has, yeah, first of all, let me update the line as it continues to go down. The move is definitely on the Hawks here, it feels like, because this one was as high as 6, and that total 238.5 or so right now, it looks like, between the Hawks and the Cavs here. Atlanta is has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Atlanta's been doing a pretty good job getting numbers as well. Or well, shouldn't say that. They are 4-4 against the spread on the road, which just stands out because Cleveland is 2-8, a 2-6-1 against the spread so far at home. This series has gone under in 5 of the last 6 meetings here in Cleveland. And Cleveland has gone over, however, in 4 of their last 5 games. A widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game, but it seems to be heading back down here a little bit after reaching as high as maybe two. Well, I want to say I thought I saw 238, and yeah. Well, no, maybe this is the high. Okay, while we did see a 239. Oh, in fact, I'm seeing a 239 out there currently at Circa Bet Online. Okay, so there's a lot of 239s. I didn't even need to move it down necessarily here. The move seems right. It seems like we're going to get one of those games that we talked about. Yeah, we got one wrong yesterday, but I've already seen the steam trickle in on the over in this game. It does appear, even with Cleveland. That's the thing. I mean, even with Cleveland, it does have the appearance of one of those crazy 250-point games. Now, maybe people will say, "Hey, there's just no way Cleveland has too much defense." They've still gone 10-7 to the over this season. It is interesting to note, though, Atlanta is 2-5-1 to the under on the road. Nathaniel says maybe Hawks after Ziggy went with the Cavs. Dre's leaning the Hawks, the Cavs here. Catch up on your plays. Will there be upsets today? I feel like maybe there will be. And Josh says he just thinks things are crazy today. That should be good, right? I don't know, Josh. Are you saying though, don't do it? You're like the lines are too crazy, the tournament's too crazy. Don't bet. I would think if you'd be like the lines are crazy, that'd be like the time to go be aggressive. Um, I'm never gonna cross you on that, but if it is confusing, I could see anybody taking a pass. I would think I would just kind of sprinkle the opportunity here or something. All right, Blake's going to go under in this one. And is there some injuries that we need to consider in this situation? Am I missing something here? I mean, I don't I didn't really have any urgent. No, there's nothing going on, right? Dean Wade out, Ty Jerome out. No, nothing that I don't know if there's hardly anything on this schedule today that had me worried in the injury department. Is there? Funny how the in-season tournament in these important games, how it's working. It looks like everybody's going to play tonight, or are they? I don't know. I didn't look at them. Is there anything real pressing? Let me know when we get to the games. We will. I'm spending a lot. I'm going kind of long here on this, you guys, but it is a little bit interesting. But like Josh said, okay, yeah. Well, no, and I kind of wanted to look at the Hawks here necessarily, right? Because like I said, the Cavaliers are doing a terrible job so far against the spread so far, 2-7-1. But I have a, I don't know. I know Cleveland. We think of Cleveland, but I'm going to go over in this game, and I'll just go out free because I lost it again yesterday. But again, these are the ones that have been going over, and I'm just taking a market approach. Like I don't have is there something that I don't know, and I just trust the market in this one. Because, like I said, Atlanta's been going under on the road. You are playing the Cleveland Cavaliers now. This is not the same Cleveland. They're not on a massive under situation right now. But I don't know. As a favorite, I'm just going to trust the market here, and that's why it's a free pick. Like I have it wrong. I know when I'm wrong. You don't have to tell me. All right, the Raptors and the Nets here in this one, and the Nets are favored 1.5. Total's been going up here. Some widely reported steam at 224 ish, up to 224.5 now. And for these two teams, only the Nets can consider themselves um, at this point in contention. But again, they are in the situation where they need as big a victory as they could possibly get to even have a chance at snipping the wild card with a 3-1 record. I think. Let's see here. Yeah, they could catch the Magic for but again, you'd need at least a 14, 15 point victory, and then you'd have to hope the Celtics didn't absolutely blow out the. So again, just your motivation: win by as many points as possible. Now it's a closely rated game here between these two teams, but again, these are my Nets. These are my Nets I'm supposed to take now. To me, the spot kind of says the Raptors here, unfortunately. I don't know if I can pounce on these Nets. Um, let's see, you guys might be, though, so far, because Nathaniel, he's on it. Nathaniel, I know I think you have been around a couple of times, so you must be watching. Now that I think about it, you can let me know. I think you've stopped in a few times to say hi or give some picks, so appreciate you again. All right. Gerardo's got a day off for Champions League Day. I already covered the matchups, brother. I know. You know, the thing about Gerardo, he's not going to just give you. I know I talk about the biggest games. You know what? Because that's what more people are going to pay attention to. But Gerardo's going to give you the winners in all leagues and levels. So just, you know, he's joining us always in the Discord now with those picks. But, you know, Champions League Day, and that's what people follow. He knows. All right, Dre's on the Nets here. Sinegretti's on the Raptors. Right. I mean, they are here is right. That's the thing. They're not very good on the road, and we know that. And that's the thing that's kind of got me here, because look, the Nets have been our bread and butter. It's hard to go against them here. 7-1-1 against the spread at home for the Nets. 5-0 as a favorite for the Nets. Why wouldn't you take the Nets here? I mean, the Nets have been, you know, our money bag to a certain extent. And Brooklyn has also covered 5 straight games against Toronto. So, man, it's just tough because everything kind of points to the Nets as far as these trends. Usually I'd go with the trends. I might. But I don't know. The Sharps are pointing to the Raptors. There's no doubt. It feels like the Sharps are pointing to the Raptors to me. Sometimes I gotta ignore these guys. I don't know. Hey, North South, how you doing? Ferner's on the Nets here. Donald Hooks is here today. All right, you guys are coming in. I mean, I almost can't get off the Nets. I just wanted to try to find a way to Toronto with all these Sharps, but I can't do it, man. I've got to take the Nets. All right. If I lose that total because I trust the Sharps, why wouldn't I trust the Sharps here? To me, it seems like the Sharps are on the Raptors. Again, I'm supposed to know who the Sharps are on. I don't really know. And when people say, "Oh, I've been listening to the Sharps," let me know who they are. I don't know who they are. I'm just checking the line moves. I'm trying to speculate who these Sharps are. If you want to call a specific handicapper, or that's cool. Then that's fine. But to me, the Sharps are winning sports bettors, and we don't really know who their identities are, right? There's nobody I see on TV, you know, pumping their records, whatever, even on YouTube necessarily. I mean, yeah, we're on the documented sites. All right, here we go. Anyways, I'll take the Nets. They've just been too good to me. Too good to me. This is what maybe I'm going with my heart here for once. All right, Bucks and Heat in season tournament. And again, it's a big in terms for the Heat. They need to win by as much as possible. And again, if they win this game, they will be 3-1, and so will the Bucks. But if the Knicks win, they will also be in 3-1. Now the Knicks lost to the Bucks. The Heat would have a win over the Bucks. The point differential. Let me see what it actually ends up coming. The thing is, whatever happens with these three teams kind of has a big impact on the wild card as well. The Bucks lead their group, and the Knicks are second in the wild card, and the Heat are right behind the Knicks in the wild card. These are the best teams in the East in the in-season tournament. So that's what makes this game also very impactful. And the Heat are an underdog. Um, they probably shouldn't be, right? I mean, the Heat's going to win this game, aren't they? I mean, the Bucks aren't playing that well enough here to go in and want to win this game, and who knows how it'll shake out once the Knicks go on to win. I mean, could the Bucks say? I mean, could they be in a situation where, hey, we just got to stay close, even don't get blown out? I mean, sure they're favored, but you're on the road. You could get blown out even if you're the Bucks, especially if you've been playing. I say playing poorly. I mean, the Bucks are not playing poorly. It's just as they've had what. Well, maybe I'm just thinking of the Boston game. They're still beating everybody. They're just not getting spreads the last two games, right? They were favored by double digits against Portland and Washington. They didn't cover. They were covering before that, though. They've won all their games in the in-season tournament. What's wrong exactly with the Bucks? Well, I don't know, but the Heat are playing pretty okay also, even though they lost the last two. They won the previous two before that, and they covered the game against the Knicks, even though they lost by a pair a couple of nights ago. Yeah, they got blown out by Brooklyn, but hey, that's our Brooklyn Nets. You guys are hot on this one. All right, let's see here. Ziggy's going to go under. Dre says Bucks to win. Gerardo gives us his soccer, and then Fernando is what? That's my team. Okay. Chad wants injuries here. I didn't think that this game had an impactful injuries because I was expecting everyone to come back and play for this big game. Other than here, I'm talking about. So Bam is probable. Jimmy Buckets is questionable. I expect him in. Now Hampton is out. Highsmith is questionable, and Robinson is probable. Middleton, questionable. Okay. So I don't think there's anything I wasn't expecting there. Heat here, money line. And here's Heat by 5. All right. Yeah, I got the Heat. I got the Heat to win this one. Let's see here. I have a little bit of details. Now, Milwaukee has owned the series. 7 of the last 8 Milwaukee has won, but Miami has won the last 5 at home when playing the Bucks. And the total's gone over in 5 straight in this series. I would think this one probably goes over. That's probably the look that I would give. Okay, I'll just take the Heat. I like the Heat. And I like them to win the game. Brent's got a blowout here. But he says, but I don't know what stats. Okay, I'll take the Heat. Thomas is going over. I think I'm going over as well. All right, Bulls and the Celtics. Well, the Celtics are still alive in the wild card chase. I would think they would need as big of a win as they'd need a massive, massive win here, as big as possible. I don't know how, again, I'm trying to figure it out, but in the point differential, let's see, are they. So the Celtics are behind the Magic, but the Magic they're done. They're a plus 22, and the Celtics already lost to the Magic, so they can only get the wild card because they've lost to the Magic and can only finish 3-1. In order to get the wild card, they'd need to win by a big, big margin because, like I said, the Knicks are 2-1. They are plus 18 in the point differential. The Celtics are 2-1. They are 0 in the point differential. Not to mention teams like the Heat are plus 11, the Nets are plus 8, and the Cavs are plus 6. All that factors into if the Celtics have passed all those teams. So if you're the Celtics, we're thinking we got to win this game by, 25 or 30 points. Still going to be tough, even if you're playing the Bulls. The spot says the Bulls, right? That's the tough thing. Is the motivation really there? Can you really get up and say, hey, these guys are so bad, we need to be beaten by 20 points? It's tough enough to win a game in the NBA. And Ziggy says take the Bulls. I mean, if it was just like a dull regular season game, I'd probably be saying the Bulls. I'm probably going to say the Bulls anyways. Because again, like I said, it's just tough enough to win the game. The Bulls are done in the tournament, by the way. They can't. They're not playing for it. They're playing to try to figure their stuff out still. Curtis says go over here. The steam came in on the over. I'll let Curtis know that. I'm not too hot on it actually, and I'm thinking, this might be more. That's even a little too high for me. I think Chad says the Celtics will get it done. He says they will blow these guys out. Okay, Chad, that can be I don't know if Chad's looking for more Chad challenges, if it has to be an official issue of a Chad challenge, or if you, like I said, you get to pick and choose, and I don't mind. I don't mind. Pick the best ones for you, brother. I love it. But if it gives you anything, I'm going Bulls here for sure. Like I said, tough enough to win the game. Maybe they will. Maybe the Celtics know and they can blow these guys out. We know the Bulls have been just awful, and all the whatever the problems. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Come out and talk about the personnel and whatever. The Bulls are just 2-6 against the spread on the road. The Celtics are 5-2 against the spread at home this season, and not to mention other things that are kind of going their way as well. For Boston, they've won 5 straight games at home. But just note this: the Bulls have covered 8 of the last 9 meetings that they have played the Boston Celtics. Who's covered the spread? The Chicago Bulls. 8 of the last 9, including 5 straight in Boston. Bulls get the money every time. These Bulls are dysfunctional, and all those things I said. 5-13 against the spread. Celtics, 5-2 against the spread at home, but still 7-8-2 against the spread overall. They've been favored in every game. I'm taking the Bulls here in this one. There you go. Chad will take it. So I do have 8-1 on my side, at least 8-1 against the spread, and that's what I usually, uh, believe me. I mean, I like to say the trends because they're good talking points. I don't tell you the ones when I'm on Boston and it says, well, I guess I take that back. Sometimes I do say like, oh, caution, they're covered 8 of last. You cultivate the story a little bit. All right. Thanks, you guys. I'm having fun with you today. Maybe the in-season tournament has perked me up a little bit. Where's Perky? All right, Thunder and Timberwolves. Hey, this is a good game, huh? Game between teams that, gamblers like these teams. I'll tell you that. And, what can you say? I mean, the Minnesota Timberwolves have been one of the best stories in basketball so far this season. When you got a team that catches everybody by surprise, what do? You make a lot of money with them. But the Thunder are the money makers again. We know that. It's almost tiresome, right? do we have to just keep? We have to keep saying it, right? We got to keep talking about the Thunder all the time because of their the spread success. That's what we're here to do, right? Is keep everybody abreast of who's covering spreads and who's making money for gamblers. Well, we know who does. It's always Oklahoma City Thunder, it feels like. But I don't know if this is a spot. I don't know. This feels like a good game. Don't forget about the in season tournament over here in the Western Conference with these two teams. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the team in position here to possibly make the tournament, but they're right now on the outside looking in. Sacramento has gone 3-0 so far. In the tournament, in first place in their grouping. Minnesota, they're kind of trailing pretty big time here. The thing about the wild card is the Phoenix Suns went 3-1 with a plus 34 point differential, and that's going to look pretty good in the end here. They're done with their thing. Minnesota would have to win, and I would guess they only would have to win this game by like 30 or more points. So probably not going to get it done. I don't think they can get past that mark set by the Phoenix Suns uh, in their in their score. So, or however they talk about, because the Lakers won the Group A. The Lakers went 4-0. So looks kind of like a long shot here in this. They do know the motivation, but come on, it's going to be tough enough for the uh, Timberwolves, I would think, to cover the spread. But at least they have the motivation to do so, and well, you know what, they very well could do so. So I've got the under on this one big time. Come on, the Timberwolves. It's real. This defensive situation. I think there is some good coaching going on. Um, Everyone makes fun of Rudy Gobert. I'm tired of it, quite frankly. Even if it's joking, right? To put the onus on, one of the world's great tragedies on a man because he was acting a little funny and didn't understand the scope of the circumstances. Everybody's in the same room, touching chairs, touching doors. We weren't walking into restaurants going like this, right? With the handle and things like that at the very beginning when people were, remember the first game? Remember we walked out of that game, right? That one, it was an NBA game. Everybody was kind of watching when the pandemic. I'm talking about sports fans, right? We were watching, and then the fans leaving that Denver, right? And we were all like, "What do we do next?" We're not obviously not going into arenas here. That's when it changed. That's when it ended, right? It was already starting. Anyway, I'm just getting on that because I think Gobert doing a great job. Obviously, right now, one talks of the league to a certain extent. Yeah, we can criticize him for other things on court. Got a bad rap in the Draymond thing. Even the Draymond comments should do something about that NBA. I mean, taking credit for choking the guy out, kind of having a victory lap about it. You got a problem on your hands with Draymond Green if he wants to double down on that situation. Anyways, let's get to the game here. I've got the under for sure in this one with these two. It's not totally solid that the Wolves have been an under. In fact, I think they've actually gone over in a few more games than under so far this season. But I would think in this game will be a defensive-oriented game. We'll note that Oklahoma City is 6-1 against the spread. Their last 7 road games. We know though they're just killer on the against the spread in general. 6-2 as an underdog against the spread, but Minnesota they're also getting it done. They're 8-1 against 7-1 against the spread at home so far this season. So real tough against the spread here. Yeah, you can get down with the Thunder again. Wolves have that motivation, but they would have to win by a lot of points, and they just win the game at this point. This is basically more of just a regular season game, it looks like to me. Yeah, you can't have that. I mean, you can't say that's a threat to me. I mean, to me, it is. I mean, I am often the one that dials back a little bit, saying, "Hey, you know what, chat or other guys on, you got to be a little bit responsible in your public comments, and that goes for these players too." I mean, you can't go on the podcast like Tony was talking about. It is funny, right, what the players talk about now, but right now you can't do that. So we'll see. All right, here comes some of the comments on this game. I'm on the under for sure. Thunder on the under, and no giddy jokes either. All right. Thanks, you guys, for that. And thanks for listening to all the crazy comments I make. I feel fortunate to be on here, but I like to commentate on sports as well. All right, we'll get through it if I could ever stop commentating with the Rockets here and the Mavericks in the tournament tonight. And the Rockets are the team that have the uh, chance here to be alive. They are more alive. They've already beaten New Orleans in the head to head. So the Rockets are looking for a victory here, even though they're an underdog on the road. Dallas has been eliminated from the tournament. And the Rockets, because they own the tiebreaker over the Pelicans, all they need to do really is win to get in. The Pelicans are done. They're 3-1 with a plus 33, which, bodes fine for them because, let me see, plus 33 would, no, they don't. I think they fall short to the Phoenix. So I think Pelicans would actually fall out because the second tiebreaker is point differential in the group stage, and it would be 34 for Phoenix and 33 for New Orleans. So Houston, to me, I believe, and let me know if I'm wrong. I believe it's win and you're in for the Houston Rockets. That's a tremendous motivation for to get in a regular season game, right? So you know, I think that majority of people that I'm seeing on these shows, handicappers in general, they're like they do not like NC. Why do we need this? I'm opposite, and believe me, I am that old staunchy guy that didn't want DH. I don't like the shift. I mean, I like the shift. Let them shift. I'm old school. Not in this. I think they got it right here, and I like something like this. Right? Maybe we'll expand it, get them into more games in the future. So, Josh, you and I are completely on different page with Doris. Okay, she has great hands. I mean, I'm old enough that I saw Doris Burke play. She could play. Right? And that's sometimes one of the most important things you can have with these analysts is they're, you know. All right, seeing some of the comments here. Nathaniel on the Rockets. It's right a good spot to take Rockets and the points. It feels like, but uh, I'm starting like I'm almost want to reverse it a little bit with Dallas, so to speak. I want to play Dallas here, and I think that might You guys aren't too. You guys are pretty sharp on this, man. Like I said, Dallas doesn't have the other motivation. They don't even if anything, their Rockets are coming in with all this money, and the Rockets are the Rockets. Let's not forget, right? I mean, at this point, they have to be considered. Uh, hey, great point here. I didn't even, consider. Oh, okay, but the Mavs didn't play yesterday, right? No wonder. Okay, I was like, did I miss it? No. Okay, the Mavs didn't play yesterday. Well, usually I put the day when on my handicapping. When I have my little handicapping sheet with all my notes and everything, I put like how many days the last was since their last game. So um, I was like, did I miss something? Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate this comment here certainly. No doubt. I mean, Dallas, especially. I mean, they're 11-5 to the over, 8-4 to the over as a favorite. Houston does go under quite a bit. That's a great thing about this team. Yeah, they're kind of. Oh, Josh, you got to get to know these guys, man. These guys have some good young. They're good. They've got a good coach. I mean, uh, yeah, And this is a team I want to be, backing in the future. I'm taking the Mavs tonight, and in this one. All right, you guys, I am taking a long, maybe because of the standings, I guess. Maybe I'm getting a little too carried away with the in-season tournament. But believe me, it is the focus on these games. The players will know exactly what they're doing. One thing, uh, also, okay, more Ramon commentary, but people, do they really want to play for a little bit of money? Like I said, I think they do. I think $500,000 is probably worth it to them, and they're just regular season games anyway, so why not? But you know what else you get if you make it to the? You get a trip to Vegas. So why wouldn't you try to get to the final? Why wouldn't you try to get to the end? Middle of the season, you get to go out to Vegas, play a game, and well, whatever else goes on. Warriors and Kings tonight wrap us up in the NBA with the Kings at home, down to 1.5 here in 237. Probably spent a little too long on this. All right. In this one, you've got the Kings. Like I said, they are undefeated in the tournament. And watch out, here, right? Because if they were to end up losing this game to the Warriors will be 3-1 and will have the tiebreaker. So you've got probably one of the best in-season tournament games of the in-season tournament to wrap it up here tonight. The Warriors on the road can advance into the tournament with a win, and the Kings. I believe they will be eliminated with the loss because they need their point differential right now is plus 29. They can't improve on that if they lose, obviously, and that will not be better than the Phoenix Suns plus 30. Warriors are in with a win, and the Kings are out with a loss, and vice versa. So, plenty of motivation here for these two teams. I would imagine that would probably help the defense tonight, even with this 236 game. I mean, you know, I want to go under for sure. I think in this one, and okay, let me get to the comments. Warriors own the Kings. Don't forget, says Josh. Yeah, they do. I mean, the Golden State has owned the Kings so much that they are 6-1 in the last 7 meetings in this series. So Thomas is on the Warriors. Chad says it's even a revenge spot in the regular season here. Josh says get some pink donuts. And I've had the pink. I did not make a special trip. They were brought to us and we had it. And I'd say probably worth the reputation. Certainly, I don't know what I paid for them, but they were. And I'm a donuts guy. I have one specific donut that I like. And if you don't make it properly, I'll eat, some glaze or whatever. But I don't know if I want to say what my donut is. What was the other one, Chad? Maybe make a graphic and I'll flash it when we're done. Maybe do we only do NBA also or do college? Make a graphic when we're done. I'll flash the graphic every time. Put your record up there too. Maybe at the end, near the end of the show, or when you're done. When our challenge is over, make the graphic. We'll put it on the screen, brother. Good job. Okay. Nope. Nope. Or is that your favorite, Thomas? My favorite is I'm almost embarrassed to say. Let me take the under first to get this out of the way. I want the under in this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I think the motivation is there for an under because of this one to me seems like the most impactful of all the games. Closely rated. Win you're in, lose you're out. Yeah, there's one other game that is kind of that same scenario, but this one is more closely rated, right? Or is this the only one? Nonetheless, give me not like that, Chad. I'm talking about make the graphic. Oh, is that all of them? Do we have 6 challenges? Am I getting that right? Oh no. Okay. I was saying maybe like Chad. Okay, like Chad, who you have. All right. We'll get it, brother. We'll get it. All right. I'm going under in this one with these two. Warriors are 3-4 to the under as a dog. There's not a lot of indicators here uh, this season right now, but like I said, 4 of the last 5 have gone under. Warriors have gone over in 4 of their last 5. This is a high total. In fact, it's down to, I better update it here because it's down to like 235. I'll put it at 235. I don't think it's as low as 235 or under that, but I've got under, and this one's moving under. So give me the under. That's a look. Hopefully, I did a good job at telling us about in-season tournament, and hopefully make the games that much more enjoyable tonight. Okay, is that it, chat? Do we just do NBA? Is that it? Okay. I thought you were going to do like a nice fancy graphic, but you might be on your phone. I don't know how you guys watch the show. Does anybody put me up in the big screen in their living room? Well, that'd be terrible to watch. All right. And Brent does not like the NBA. I think he's saying don't like the tournament, right, Brent? I'm opposite. I think the majority of people think it's not a good idea. They don't want their regular seasons interrupted or whatever. I'm different now. I'm different. Maybe I'm a new guy. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to go to the NHL next, if you don't mind. This is what you came for, after all. I mean, again, some pretty strong, good 4-2 last night in the NHL. We'll take that. I know we're on some chalk too, but it was profitable. And I'm going to start with the Islanders and the Devils. In this one with the Islanders on the road here. Pretty big chalk here against the Devils, whatever. I mean, hey, I get it. Devils are fine, but I don't think they should be this big of a favorite. Let's see what the current line is. Down to $1.60 or so for sure. I would expect that move to be on the Islanders. I kind of want to take the Islanders here. 160, 6.5 under 20 looks like the current line. So yeah, definitely a move. And let me make sure that 6.5. Bovada still. I see one book at 6 over 20. I think it looks to 6.5. I better put it 6.5 because I kind of like the over. So 6.5 under 20 would be the line, I guess. I feel like going Islanders and over. I don't know what you guys want to take in this one. Thanks, Chad. Take care. Okay, we do NBA only. Appreciate you, brother. All right, no picks from the chat yet, anyways, on this one. But for me, the Islanders, I kind of want to look to the Islanders here on the road. Maybe not on the puck line. Maybe I'll just take them on the money line. Puck line is probably a little too high for my liking. But New Jersey, they're 5-4 on the road so far this season. And New Jersey at home, they've actually just a 4-5-1 record. Actually, one of the worst home teams in the league so far. And if you look at the units, they're, I believe, the second worst road team, only behind the Islanders. These are like two of the worst road teams in the league. New Jersey's already down 4 units at home this season. So, they're a 500 team. They are 4-5-1 at home. It's not like they're a terrible record, but they're just usually too big of a favorite. So, obviously, you still need to win the game. Let me see what the puck line. I don't think the puck line can interest me here. I would have to probably take them. No, not at minus $1.82. But the Islanders have won 5 of the last 6 trips into play in New Jersey. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings here. And New Jersey, usually, let's see. Islanders have gone over in 5 of their last 6. Total's gone over. This dates back to last season, 10 of the last 12 at home. These guys have New Jersey's 8-2 to the over at home so far this season. The Islanders are 8-2 to the over as an underdog. Seems like there's gonna be a lot of goals here. I don't even know if Sharps can. Oh, well, the Sharps are on the over, I think. Yeah, the Sharps are on the over too. So that's why it's moved up. All right, Brent says take the Islanders. Yeah, Rodney's got it. Rodney likes the over too. Okay, I'll take the Islanders here. Gotta like that over. I don't mind that. I mean, this is like the biggest over on the card if you go by the trends of these teams. But again, the line, you could say the line is cheap for two teams that are playing massive overs. Because, like I said, you can still get a 6/20. I'm not necessarily endorsing it right here, but Darren says give me over 6. And again, I think you can get. I think that 6/20 might be a little bit generous, but it's certainly not going to be higher than 6/30. Still pretty, it's totals. Like I said, it's 5.5, 6, 6.5, maybe a 7. You're going to lay some chalk here and there, but you're going to get some dogs. Okay, give me the Isles. All right, Panthers going up against the Leafs here in this one. The Leafs are favored at home, minus $1.40 or so here. In fact, I'm showing it even lower now, $1.35 at some spots. DraftKings still hanging $1.42. Total 6.5. Over is favored. Looks like the over is taking some action. I'm showing the over is juiced here at least $1.15, maybe even $1. Bovada's still hanging on to a little bit of under juice, so we won't put it too high. But the Panthers have covered the puck line each of the last 5 games when taking on Toronto. Now they are laying $2 here, getting that puck and a half. But just to note, they do usually hang in the game here. I almost want to take an upset. It feels like in this one. Total's gone under in each of the last 5 games in this series. And Toronto has gone over in 5 straight at home. They've gone 7-2 to the over overall, but of late, Toronto's been a massive under in their last 1-7-2 to the under in their last 10 games. So quite a dichotomy there. I'm kind of wishy-washy on the total, anyways. Looking at the moves here, I want Florida. I'm going to take Florida to win this game. Actually, Florida is 5-3 straight up as an underdog so far this season. Toronto, I'm sorry, Florida is 6-4 on the road straight up this season. That's what I meant to say, and Toronto 7-8 as a favorite, laying a little bit of price here. I'm going to take Florida as the play. Like I was quoting the puck line there, Toronto's been absolutely dreadful on the puck line this season, but again, pretty good return on them, but I don't know if I can do it. All right. What do you got? What'd you guys do in that one? Josh going with Florida. Here's Panthers. Ziggy will take the home team. Dre's on the Leafs. And Panthers yesterday with that win on the road against Ottawa. And we whiffed on that one, try to go with Ottawa. So give me Florida tonight. All right, here's the Hurricanes and the Flyers. How about it in this one with the Hurricanes, big road favorite here against those hot Flyers? What's going on there? You're trying to give the Flyers some credit here of late, but Carolina still laying the price. All right. Well, Carolina, after all, is 5 straight wins here in Philadelphia. They've also won 8 out of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. It looks like quite an advantage, frankly, for Carolina. They are. There is some information. Let me see here. They're up. They're $1.50. Looks like some breaking news here right now. I didn't think there was much information here. Noah Cates will be out tonight. The left winger for the Flyers is just coming in on the high speed sports wire. Noah Cates, undisclosed. He's out tonight. So I don't know if it's a line and significant line move, but certainly something to note there in this matchup. And Philadelphia, they've covered the puck line in 7 of their last 8 games. Philadelphia is also, we talk about Carolina winning the games. These guys play extremely close games. For Carolina winning they've won 5 straight here on the road in Philly. The last 5 games in general have been Philly puck line victories. So close games here. That kind of makes it a little bit uncomfortable to uh, lay that type of favorite, even on the money line. But man, just when you think Philly, and again, they are a dog here. I'm going, oh, the total is 6 over now. I better change that. The move is on the over for sure. I get it because I kind of want to go over as well. I'm just thinking maybe I'm still kind of saving the total. I know it was. Look, this thing was as low as 5.5 over 20. If I'm not mistaken, I saw 5.5s out there. There were reports at 5.5s at Bet Rivers, at FanDuel, at PointsBet. These are all East Coast books, but they all were reporting 5.5. FanDuel was just a 5.5 over 30 um, within the last 15 minutes. So I don't know what the line says now. You guys have access to those books. I'm in Vegas. I don't. Hi to Ferner. Hi to Jennifer. Yeah, maybe they're not. This is a spot, but I don't know. Jennifer's kind of maybe she's been watching. She's been new commenting, but Darren, Philly, but I'm always looking to go against the Flyers for the most part, and I kind of want to here. It just seems like the games are so close. So, all right, give me the over. I'm going to take oh boy, I'm going to take the over here in this one. I feel like that's premium, you guys. I should have. It's just that maybe the value is even a little bit too gone for me. Maybe I could have never had a 5.5, but I probably could have had 6 under. All right, I'll go. I'm taking the over. I like the over a lot. All right, Penguins at Predators. The Penguins are on the road here, favorite $1.15. Total 6.5 under 20, maybe under 15. It looks like it's moving higher here a little bit on the total. A few cents certainly to the over with Pittsburgh and Nashville. I don't know why. I would think my feel is a low scoring game. Let's take a look at some of these trends here and moves. You figure Nashville at home, they've probably been a little bit better team, I think, thus far. They are 7-4 at home so far this season, and not always rated too strongly, but here against Pittsburgh in a toss-up game, Pittsburgh just 5-8 straight up as a favorite so far this season, but Nashville hasn't been a good underdog. This one has to be just considered closely rated. So sometimes even those trends are, a favorite and underdog are tough because a lot of times you figure when you're favored in the NHL, the average price, of an NHL favorite is going to be around $1.30, $1.35, $1.40 when you add it all up. You would think it would be $1, but you got to take into account all the big $2 favorites as well. So, all right, Nashville though, yeah, they've been doing a pretty decent job here, but maybe this is a better spot for Penguins. Pittsburgh is 5-1 on the puck line their last 6 games on the road when playing Nashville. Nashville, they've won 5 straight. They've covered the puck line in 5 straight. They're doing a pretty hot job. Right now for sure. This is Nashville kind of clicking here at this point. They beat Winnipeg, St. Louis, Calgary, Colorado, Chicago. So, not the strongest of lineups, but they had a couple of tough, at least one, beat Colorado. So Nashville's been doing a pretty nice job here. I kind of wanted to take the Penguins, but you have to respect what they're doing right now. Talking about the uh, Predators. So, all right. For me, though, maybe I'll just look to the under in this one with these two teams. I mean, after all, you got Nashville going under in under in 8 of their 11 home games, and Pittsburgh definitely has been going uh, under of late. Pittsburgh's gone under in 5 straight games. So, give me the under in this one with Pittsburgh and Nashville tonight. Pittsburgh went under against Toronto, 5 goals. The Buffalo game, 5 goals. Rangers game, 1 goal. VGK game, 3 goals. Carolina game had 6 goals, but that game was 6.5. In fact, all those totals were mostly 6.5s. And here we are again tonight with another 6.5. And it seems to be going up a little bit. Nashville on home ice. Preds on a roll. All right, here's Dallas here going up against Winnipeg. And, well, you know what? We're always looking for that road team, right? I always say, I love teams that win on the road. Well, that would be the Dallas Stars, I would think. But, this could be a low scoring game if you think about it with these two teams. I'm not saying that increases the variance or anything. Dallas is 7-1 in their last 8 games on the road right now, but Winnipeg's been doing a terrific job too. They're 6-3 at home. They're just a very bad underdog, 2-6 as an underdog, while Dallas is 11-6 as a favorite. Been doing a nice job. Dallas has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. Winnipeg keeps this close every time. Winnipeg is 5-0 against this, on the puck line in their last 5 home games against Dallas. Winnipeg is also 9-1 again on the puck line when playing Dallas. Now you're going to be laying $2 here or more, I would think, on the Jets puck line. Yeah, 255. Everybody knows this has 1 goal game written all over it. It's just a matter of is it and the total here is 6, so that has to be noted as well. And juice to the under for the most part. I typed these in about 2.5 hours ago, maybe. So 6 under 20 now we're looking at mostly for this game. Dallas has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games, so not an overwhelming, under situation necessarily, but looking at the two teams, looking at the matchup, maybe that's what people or odds makers are seeing maybe in this one. So, but interesting to note that Dallas has had 7 road wins in the last 8 games. To me, is interesting to note here. Let's take a look at your comments. Oh, wow. Brent's got it in a high-scoring game. And here's the Stars. And, yeah, no doubt, Jennifer, I wouldn't worry about that at all. I thought that was a great – yeah, but, again, and here's the thing about it, and this is a great explanation and all that and storylines. But a lot of times we're really just things are good. There are things like that, and we think we've overlooked everything, and or tried to uncover everything and overlook some things as well. But in general, I think we're just looking at spots, and I'm not as that's why I'm not as concerned a lot of times with the personnel. You could sit here and break them down all day. If I did, imagine how long I'd talk if I started breaking down personnel. And that's not my game. That's not my game. That's a game for a guy like my friend Dave. He'll tell you all about the players and how good and bad. I don't have that in my repertoire. Really, I'm trying to gauge the um, emotional well-being of the team. Where do they stand as a team mentally? Soft spot. Uh, right. You could go in thinking you're a 20-point favorite, and that's sometimes the worst thing in the world as far as sports betting is concerned. Nobody in the world cares if you're a 20-point favorite. All right. Anyways, this one, I think I'm just stalling here a little bit because this one seems to be kind of the tough one on the card for me here. Dallas has been so good on the road, but Winnipeg plays them so tough, and this is an even matchup here right now with you know, look, I don't think there's anybody necessarily saying that the Winnipeg situation, they just feels like, I mean, I got to update my ratings board behind me. I'm almost embarrassed to see them where they are. It looks like I was asleep at the wheel up there because Minnesota should be lower than Winnipeg. I mean, we all can agree with that, right? And Nashville should be, so that's got to be fixed. So, if anything, I'm going to roll with Winnipeg here in this one, go kind of against that trend. And Dallas so strong on the road. I usually like those teams. So, yeah, that's right, brother. All right. Here we go right now with St. Louis and Minnesota. And in this one, we talk about the Wild, right? So that's all I was saying about the Wild and their coaching change. Dave, you're up there, and well, you're in Wisconsin, right? So that's not count. But over in Minnesota with a coaching change, and you're still $1.60 favorite here against the Blues, a Blues team that certainly looking pretty okay, I'd say at this point. And yeah, if you're Minnesota, you're under 500 because expectations were higher, but you're still a big favorite here. So to me, it says maybe the expectations were are a little bit too high. Um, it is tough when you're Minnesota right now and things are spiraling out of control and you've won just, two of your last 10 games overall and are sitting there right now at 5-10. But, and the way Minnesota played last year, things, were supposed to be a little bit better. Now, St. Louis has done pretty well in this series. They're always very competitive with Minnesota. They've covered the puck line in 16 of their last 20 games against the Wild. Now, it is $1.80 here to take the puck line with St. Louis, but maybe they can win here at this price. This is a high scoring series between these two teams. Minnesota is 6-2 to the over at home this season, but we know St. Louis has been a dead solid under most of the season, especially on the road, because they play pretty good defense. That's for sure. They're definitely one of the underrated teams defensively. They're 2-9 to the under on the road, and 3-10 to the under as an underdog. But this series has been a pretty big over. Minnesota's gone over in like I said, 6 of their 8 home games, or maybe 7-1-1. I don't know how you want to. There was one game that was kind of borderline, and the total's gone over in 7 of the last 9 in this series at this locale. But I'm going to maybe be critical of Minnesota. This is what I talk about when we talk about spots, right? So I'm thinking that Minnesota, no reason to be firing the coach necessarily. I think you guys got it wrong, and it's not necessarily saying that's part of the handicap here. I mean, I look at it more as if Well, Minnesota is playing poorly. They're also one of the worst teams at home so far. They're uh, down 3.5 units at home so far with a 3-4-2 record. With that, haven't won in 7 games, obviously, type of situation. So I'll just take St. Louis to keep it going. They're 5-5-1 on the road. They're just a break-even proposition, but I'll try St. Louis one more time, figuring Minnesota jump ship too early, probably. Uh, I don't know. They know what's going on. It's their franchise. I'm sure it was a disastrous situation worthy of the guy getting fired from his job. But, you know, and again, NHL, they're always a little bit quicker to pull the trigger, I would say, on the coaches especially compared to other sports now. Funny, right? I want to say that teams don't fire coaches in sports as much as they used to even 30 or 40 years ago. It feels like hey, Gerardo and Fernando, you guys still, I mean, in soccer, man, you get two or three coaches a year if you're really screwing up sometimes. All right, here comes an under here. Let's see what we got. Oh, here's a parlay is what it is. Your comments. All right, we're getting a little long here, but we're almost done, you guys. Kraken and the Blackhawks here. Kraken on the road. Big favorite for the Kraken. Who are the Kraken to be favored? A big favorite on the road against even these Blackhawks? Well, I wouldn't say it's something. Seems a little too high. Could be wrong. Yeah, the Blackhawks have had a pretty, you know, woeful start, but again, I think I'm okay with it. Remember, this is still a young team with a lot to learn and a lot to prove, and they've still got it done in a few situations. I mean, after all, they've been, covering some puck lines, so that's not terrible. Let's see here. Total in this one is it one? Let me look at the lines. 175. Here, I just see some. Okay, 180, 185. And this total, I'm showing us some sixes out there now. So this total is starting to move a little bit lower, it feels like for me. Okay. That's the way you want to play it. I mean, look, Seattle has gone over in 5 straight games on the road. They're also 5-1 to the over as a favorite. At home, there's definitely more of an under team. It seems like that's for sure. The Blackhawks have been all about not all about it, but more of an under team certainly this season. And I don't know, it seems to be moving towards the under here. Seattle is covered the puck line in 5 straight on the road, but I will note that they were, I believe, a dog in some of those. So this one looks a little bit tougher on the side for me right now. I'm going to go over in this one. If it's going down, I'll wait. I'll give it out as a show pick here, even at 6.5 under 20. But I think you could find some better prices out there. Uh, the sixes, if it is, like I said, I see one right now at 6 over 17 at one book. That would definitely interest me in this one. I want to go over with Seattle here and Chicago. Like I said, Seattle 5-1 to the over as a favorite. Kind of like that. All right. Here we go. Well, this is probably the only game where I've actually been able to confirm the goalies in here with coming up next with Tampa Bay. Um, and the Coyotes here. We've got Johansson. It's going to be Ingram. I'm pretty sure I'm going to change this one. I think we've got confirmation that Connor Ingram gets to start tonight. And look, he hasn't been, say what you want, but Connor Ingram's gone 7-3, I believe, so far this season. And if anything, Arizona's kind of been playing both goalies, but Ingram here, and I'm showing the line at 125, 6.5 over 25 for the most part right now. And I'm pretty sure, I kind of want to. Let me see if I can Let me see if I can give out the total here. I like the side in this one, and I like the under. I'm pretty sure in this one, even though the total has gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings here between these two teams, and maybe these teams are going over a little bit last this year. I want to go under. I even think the Sharps are playing the over, but this I'm going to end up on the under here. Both teams, these two teams are combined 25 and 17 to the over so far this season, but I want to go under in the matchup. This might be. I like the under. I like the under, Jennifer. If we're talking about this game, and this is just for me. Maybe I'm uh, using my numbers here a little bit to go in this one because these teams are definitely trending to the over here. Arizona 4-9 as an underdog so far this season, but they have been covering puck lines. Still going to lay a big price here to get involved with that. Tampa Bay is 5-2 in their last 7 games against Arizona. I'm taking the under here in this one. Um, I think for me, you look at Tampa Bay, right? I don't know about the side necessarily or if I'm giving it out, but so far, right now, Tampa Bay on the road, they're down 3 1/3 units so far, 6-5-2, maybe a little bit overrated, if you will, on the road. But meanwhile, Arizona at home, they haven't been as strong as you might think so far. Just 4-4 at home. I mean, they're a 500 team, so that's good for them. Here's Brent. He likes it over. And Burner likes the Lightning. I think I got a couple more here for you. The home team, the champs, the Golden Knights, are going to be on the road here as a dog at Edmonton tonight. And in this one, it is Edmonton here, $1.30, and 6.5 under 15 might be a pretty fair price in this one. Yeah, Vegas team pretty competitive on the road, whether be it a favorite or an underdog. They've covered the puck line in 16 of their last 23 games on the road, dating back to last season. Vegas right now, it feels like they're in a bit of a slump here of late. Probably one worst they've played all season. They've lost 2 straight, and to Calgary, to Arizona. They've also lost, I think, 4 of their last 5, and only have 3 regulation victories in their last 10 games. So, been a bit of a struggle right now for Vegas. But interestingly, you look at Edmonton; they've been an absolute disaster at home so far this season. 4-4, but still down nearly 3 units. They're 3-8 on the road, so I guess I better be fair to them on that. They've won a couple of games in a row here, doing a pretty good job actually against some poor competition, Anaheim and Washington, to get a couple of wins here of late. Total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 Oiler games, and the VGK, however, has gone under in 4 of their last 5. So a little bit of conflict there between the two, but the total has gone under in 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two when they've played in Edmonton. So Edmonton has been a team that's down already 8 2/3 units so far this season, playing better of late. I still contend that Edmonton continues to get too much attention from the betting public. It feels like for me. I think that they're rated too high, quite frankly, in some of their in the odds in some of their games. But I'm gonna probably end up on the under here with Vegas and Edmonton tonight. Probably not a lot to back it, other than the fact that Vegas has been certainly an under team so far this season, and they've gone under in 14 of 22 games so far. Edmonton's the over team for sure. Um, they've gone over in 12 of 20 with one push. All right. Anything from you guys on that one before we get rolling? One more game. And there's a little college basketball. Little college basketball. All right. Here's Brent's got his pick on it. That's it from you guys, it seems like, on this one. One more with the Ducks and Canucks and a lot of Ucks in this one with these two teams, right? And we could take that game. All right, Anaheim here on the road. Yeah, both teams getting attention from sharps. I just expect goals probably in this one. That'll probably be my play just to go over. I'm not trusting Vancouver at this inflated price. I'm showing it down from that price for sure at most of reasonable books. Maybe it's down to 250, 255 or so. And the total, I'll just average it out here. Maybe it's 6.5 over. I'll call it 6.5 over 25 because I want to go over, I think, in this one with these two teams right now. You have the total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 road games for Anaheim. Vancouver, they've won 5 of their last 6 at home. They've beaten the Ducks in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. And they've been close games. I will say, when Anaheim comes here, Anaheim has covered the puck line in 5 of their last 6 games on the road here at Vancouver as a dog each time. So it's usually a 1 goal game. So does this one go to 4-3? I would I would probably think so. Maybe you could look at the Ducks here a little bit on the puck line if at this price, even at this price. Maybe the a little bit of value is gone, but I don't think you're going to look into it that much. And the thing is, Vancouver's offense has been so outstanding, and they've covered 7 of 11 as a puck line favorite. Vancouver has. So not only has it been a terrific start, but um, they've been a pretty good bargain here. But again, this is usually a close game. Anaheim has done a very, very reasonable job. They are the most profitable. Well, not the most profitable. I take that back. I mean, that's the LA Kings, but uh, Anaheim is the second most profitable road team. Interesting. The Southern California teams are the most profitable road teams. Anaheim, they're just 5-4 on the road, but that's good for nearly 4 3/4 units so far because they're usually such big underdogs. And meanwhile, Vancouver profitable on at home for sure. 7-1-1 record, good for 3 1/3 units so far this season. I'll take the over tonight. Anaheim and Vancouver. All right, Brent's got his play. Burner could give a bunch of yucks. And yeah, I think that's just it. But I don't know, Brent. You can get the Ducks here at minus $1.12. And Jennifer, thank you for your college basketball plays here. I won't be covering those games, so you just did. Leigh Furman with 520 here tonight, she says, against South Carolina State. And she also says, take Colorado State tonight. I don't know if that's from my notes. They might be, well, I think they probably are around 20. Why don't I fire up the college basketball lines and be right for once and give Jennifer's. She was nice enough to come in here. Yeah, 20, maybe 20 and a half now in that one. And also on Colorado State. Tonight as well. All right. Well, maybe I'm just missing it with the Rams. I don't see it, but all right. Maybe I'll see it as we scroll along here. I'd like to know who they're playing, but looks like I'm not quite getting it. There we go. There we go. All right. No, I don't see it. Oh, okay. All right, we'll just get on with it. All right, here we go. Let's get into some college basketball here. Show Colorado State plays tomorrow, but that's okay. Probably talking about the game against Colorado. That's okay if you're coming in a day early on that. No problem. I would imagine Colorado State there would be a favorite. They're playing Colorado at home tomorrow night. Probably be about a 4-point favorite. I haven't seen the lines yet. Okay, here we go. LSU and Syracuse. This is. I'll just go through 4 games that I've selected, and you're welcome to ask about some others. There has been reported steam that came in on this game, notably, and I'm going to try to resume the steam there in the chat. Just got a different computer set up, so we'll get that rolling. I got to get all, you know how it is when you get a new and you got to get everything perfect. That's why I'm a little slow here. Little pauses here. Pause for effect. Syracuse here is favored in this one against LSU. Interesting because as we think of right now, I would think that LSU might be the team maybe to get attention from bettors coming into this one. The Sharps appear to definitely be on Syracuse in this one. The widely reported steam came in on Syracuse here. And also the widely reported steam came in on the under, but it looks like two-way action for the most part. Between these two teams so far this season, I mean, Syracuse is 1-5 against the spread so far this season, and 0-5 against the spread at home. So they've not been. It hasn't been pretty so far for the Orange, and I don't know. You'd think that LSU could come in here and win this game right now. The way Syracuse is looking, LSU hasn't been overly terrific. They beat North Florida, but they didn't get the money. They beat them by 12, favored by 22. They beat Wake handily, covering the number. They beat North Texas, scored 66 points against them. That has to be worth something. And they had losses to Dayton. They lost to Nicholls State too, famously already. But Nicholls is okay, right? That's the one of the teams that have been playing pretty well. I'm gonna have to take LSU here in this one, and I'm not sure about the total at this point. If anything, I would think it might be a little too high. Maybe I should put the right line up there too. I think there has been line movement. Down to, yeah. I said under, right? So not like I'm some smart guy. It's already down to 148, 148 and a half. I see what they're seeing. I'll call it 148 and a half. But give me LSU to win this one on the road. All right, I know there's been plenty of talk in the chat already about this game, and I think I saw some crazy steam come in while we were on some of the other sports. Let me fire it up here. Because, the move came in here on Kentucky at 3 minutes before we went on the air. They hit it at 6. So it's obviously going to be higher than 6 now. Yeah, it's 6.5, maybe even 7. Total is still 164. So move on Kentucky here on widely reported steam.
Final.
And for me, look at that total. Also, I'm going to try to bring you, I wanted to do this, probably could have been yesterday, and Mr. Procrastinator here, but scoring is up in college basketball. Yes, there are some ugly low scores, but The rash of 155-point games and higher. I am getting some data on that. And this one, too, to me, looks like a very high score. The way things are going, I'm going to have to give it out as a free play to the over. And maybe that's where, because I mean, I'm an under better. I know that. And it looks like the books have started off a little bit slow too. If you're an over player, you might be having some success in college. And I'll get to it. I'll get to the bottom of this because we're gonna, we got to get a few wins up here on some of these totals. Go back and look at my record. That's my specialty. Up 40 units last year in college basketball. But this one looks like one of those games. Now, some of the games have been placing higher are end up short. I've got this one. Surely Kentucky might be able to get to 90 in this game. There seems to be no reason why these two teams aren't going to want to consider entertaining one another in this fashion. Let me take a look at if I can, at some of maybe just at least a trend or two to support me on this. But again, I think they're mostly, and there's not a rule change or anything like that. Not sure necessarily what. Miami's gone over in 4 of their 5 games so far this season. Kentucky, they've gone over in 4 of 6 so far this season, including 4 of 5 at home, I believe. Oh, no, all the games have been at home for Kentucky. So Miami doing a terrific job here to start the season. They are 2-0 already on the road. I've got over, even at 164. Steam came in on Kentucky, as I said. All right. Jennifer, obviously a big college basketball fan, and she does like it as an over as well. I'm scared because I've had a few premiums on some of the games because I've kind of been on to the high scoring trend a little bit. I'm trying to determine which ones are kind of the ones that are sailing over these big numbers because the bookmakers are catching up. And some of them fall short, but then there are some that are going way over as well. Don't mean to bother you with generalities here, but you guys are probably seeing what I'm seeing a little bit on some of these. Okay, this one also had steam here in the last. This one had steam during the show. I'm pretty sure. In fact, they steamed at Mississippi about an hour and a half ago. We were on the air. They steamed Mississippi, so they're probably bigger than one, and they steamed the under just not even 20 minutes ago at 146. So what is it now? This is how you're seeing it in action. So Mississippi's up to 2, and the total's as low as 143.5. So that's how that works, you guys. So strong move to the under. That's the way I was going, but might be too far, even too far for me now. But I don't necessarily mind this Mississippi play either. I don't mind the sharps here on Mississippi as some steam. Mississippi at home has been pretty solid for sure. Let's see. So far this season with Ole Miss with their perfect record coming into this one. The funny thing is they are the team, right? Mississippi 5-0 at home, or 5-0 straight up, 0-5 against the spread. But they're a 2-point favorite here against NC State. That has to amount for something. NC State's kind of been the same way. But just in reverse, they're 4-1 straight up and 2-3 against the spread. So at least they have a couple of covers here. But I don't know if that necessarily means this is going to be a close, a 1-point game. I think I like Ole Miss to actually get this one done and probably just go with that as the play. But I want to see what the Sharps are kind of up to in this one. Especially with that move that came in, but Yeah, give me Old Miss for sure here. I'm not sold on that totals move. I kind of wanted it under, but now it might be too far for me to even. I figured Mississippi's. I might have been going premium here. NC State. They've been like I said. When you look at these two teams, neither of them are making anything against the spread, which is important, but it doesn't matter. This is mostly a pick 'em affair here, and both teams playing well. But 9-1 combined straight up so far. Mississippi just coming off the win over Temple. They didn't get the money in that one. They won by 1 point. They beat Sam by 3. They didn't get the money. They were laying 9.5. They beat Detroit Mercy by 1. They were laying 23. They beat Eastern Washington by 11. They were laying 14. They beat Alcorn by 10. They were laying 26. So there's plenty of flaws in Ole Miss. Whether or not people are looking at it deep enough, I mean, NC State with their 4-1 record, they didn't get the money against Vanderbilt. They were laying 6. They were laying 8 and won by 6, but they did cover 24 against whipping. They whipped up on who was it? Oh, is that Chicago State or Charleston Southern? Oh, my notes. Oh, that was Charleston Southern. Yeah, can't even read my writing here. And they covered 10.5 against Abilene. So maybe there's a little bit more substance to the NC State covering here, but I'm going to take Ole Miss at home. All right. All right. And let's see here. Nothing too much on this one. Yeah, Jennifer talking about the pace there of the Rebs. I won't get too much into it. I'm on record. All right, and last here, Clemson and Alabama, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Clemson took the widely reported steam here on this one, and they. Let's see what they took it at. They took Clemson plus 9.5. There also was widely reported steam on the under at 159.5. So that one's gone lower as well. Current line 9 and 160. So you could just almost throw the steam out the window on this one. It hasn't really moved the line that much. I don't mean it like that. I'm never throwing steam out with the baby's bathwater or whatever the thing. I'm still going to respect the steam every time. And again, you got one of these high totals again, and it does feel like, burn me once, shame on whatever. I don't know what the saying is, but man, this feels like it's going to be another one of those ridiculous totals. So far, Alabama's gone 5-1 to the over so far. Clemson's gone 3-2 to the over so far, and their only road game, only true road game, was a kind of a track meet game at UAB where they were favored by 7 and won 77-76 for just 153 points. But I think we're dealing with a little bit different class here when it comes from Alabama. I can respect the Sharps if they want to steam this under. Great. Hopefully they'll steam it again. Again, the widely reported steam was on the under, and it went right back up to 160. It doesn't seem like squares. You guys aren't squares. Even if you like the over like I did in that other one, right? It would seem like most people might just automatically gravitate to an right if they're just everyday Joe. You think about it. Look, easy to figure out. This would be an 85-75 type game. I got to give Clemson a little bit more credit than that, the way things are going. So Alabama does, do some things well. I mean, they're really good. They're good in a lot of defensive categories. Clemson's not too bad either, but it's just the pace, right? I mean, am I reading it wrong? Let me look at the game a little bit on the Ken Palm at least, or something. Okay. Yeah, I mean Alabama, right? They're the ones, right? They're the ones with that number 3 in the country in 13.7 seconds per possession. So they're the team that's going through the roof. All right, give me. Well, I think I better just take the over here. I feel like I like these overs so much. I want to play them premium. I've already got beat on a couple of the ones, trying to get cute on some of the 160s, thinking I know better, and then and then some other I get them right. So maybe it's selectivity. That's a problem. That's not a problem. I'm not going to give you 50 plays and make you play them all. Like I'm trying to give you the best. All right, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Unless you've got some emergency college basketball picks. I want to thank everyone for joining me for a couple of hours today. I'm just getting a glimpse of myself here. Could use a shave, among other things. All right. Appreciate it. We'll catch you here tomorrow with more Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. We'll go over the betting card for the action on Wednesday and start to get in some. I don't know if we don't need to wait to get in the weekend action of college football season. We're at the big games this week. Maybe we'll touch them on Friday if we get a chance, but we want to talk about them on Saturday too. All right. Want to thank everybody in the chat. Appreciate it. Jennifer asking about that steam that came in on Clemson, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that steam coming in on that dog here at this point. I know the sharps are going to be on Clemson, but I'm not totally sold on them yet. So I'll lean Clemson, but Alabama's been doing a pretty good job so far, getting the money 4-0 against the spread at home. Art Tomps, what an honor to have you here in the chat. Nice to see you. And Clemson so far, failed their only road game. So we'll see. Give me one to maybe go over here. All right. Appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow with more Morning Steam. Don't forget our programming here at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. Mindy Hahn, Tiffany Mance cover sports betting from their perspective on midday plays. Then it is Tony T and his new series sponsored by the Rhythm app Predictive Modeling, when he comes at you with his models that he runs through all the work by Tony and his computers. He just lets it roll now with the Rhythm app, enters in his data, uses his figures, and then lets the Rhythm app do the work for him. And then he'll be in with the Pick Dogs crew, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, with the drive through. Catch you tomorrow for more Morning Steam. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.